Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Ali, and today I have some more exciting news about Oddworld. Not only are we getting a lot of Oddworld games for Nintendo Switch, but we're also getting a physical release for these planned Oddworld games for Switch. Oddworld has just partnered up with Microsoft, who is going to publish these Oddworld games for Switch physically. In the article from Nintendo Everything, they have just write about that, and I'm just gonna read this for you. Switch getting two more Oddworld games this year. Stranger's Wrath HD confirmed for physical release. Publisher Microids has announced a partnership with Oddworld Inhabitants involving the distribution of three Oddworld titles on Switch. First up is Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD. While it will be sold digitally on January 23, Microart will sell the game at retail in first quarter 2020. A standard edition is planned alongside a limited edition which will feature some nice exclusive collectibles. Here are some quotes from both Microids and Oddworld Inhabitants. We are very happy about this new collaboration with Oddworld Inhabitants regarding the publishing of these three classic titles. We are going to help as much as we can to ensure these masterpieces get the spotlight they deserve. These three games will fit quite nicely in our catalog, where retro gaming has a prominent place. These games captivate an entire generation of gamers, and some Micro's employees, formerly working with the GT Interactive team, got to work on the original launch of the first Oddworld games more than 20 years ago, said Stephanie Longard, CEO of Micros. Micro champions the Oddworld brand and a goal to create entertainment properties that balance beauty, empathy, creativity, innovation, and craftsmanship. They understand the classic games and indie space. This partnership is a great fit for us, and we are excited to have them on board as we bring three classic Oddworld games to the Nintendo Switch in 2020, said Sherry McKenna, co-founder of Oddworld Inhabitants. Microsoft has yet to say which other Oddworld games are bound for Switch, but Munch's Odyssey and New and Tasty are likely. So that is some amazing news, and there's so much to cover about this. First of all, they said it's going to be in retail, which could probably mean that Oddworld is going to return to the local stores after so many years. I mean, it's just like Crash Bandicoot. Ever since Crash Insane Trilogy just came out, both the game and some new merges returned back to the local stores after all these years, and I was just so happy to see Crash again in those stores I always visit. And now it's going to happen the same with Oddworld. It was this moment I was waiting for. And not only that, we know that Stranger's Wrath is also getting physical release with a limited edition with some new collectibles, which is also cool. But the most interesting one I will talk about, they said it's going to be three Oddworld games that is going to get a physical release for the Switch. And for those who say that Munch's Odyssey and New and Tasty are those two other games that is going to have physical release, I do want to disagree with this, because they said it's going to be classic titles, and New and Tasty is far from being a classic title. It has almost been released 6 years ago, so it is far from being considered a retro game. But the only Oddworld games we can call for retro are 4 games: Apes Odyssey, Apes Exodus, Munch's Odyssey, and Stranger's Wrath. Like, these are 4 classic games that we consider, and when you think about that, New and Tasty and the upcoming Soulstorm are like the only new games. So since it is only 4 games that is retro, we can actually guess our way which one could be the 2 other Oddworld games. Just forget about New and Tasty. It's not gonna happen. So, for this, I made a list of which could be the 2 other titles. There are actually 3 different examples. The first example could be Apes Odyssey, Apes Exodus, and Stranger's Wrath. The second example could be Apes Odyssey, Munch's Odyssey, and Stranger's Wrath. The third and last one could be Apes Exodus, Munch's Odyssey, and Stranger's Wrath. So, I think it could very likely be the first example, because they said that those employees that originally were part of creating the Oddworld games that worked for GT Interactive back in the days are actually returning back to port 3 Oddworld games for the Switch. So it sounds like it could very likely be the first example, since it's both Apes Odyssey and Exodus, and they were both made together with GT Interactive. But it could very likely be the second and third, since it still has either Odyssey and Exodus. But I don't know, the first one sounds like the most obvious one. I don't know, but what do you think? Which example do you think could pretty much be the one that is going to happen? So, we got to know that the Stranger's Wrath physical race is going to happen in the first quarter, but we don't know when the second and the third Oddworld game is going to happen. So, that's all I have to say for today's video. So what do you guys think about this? And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.